Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to look and do our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver. We'll give you my financial opinion and we'll jump right into it because that's what I do is I jump right in. So here's the dollar. The dollar has been relatively strong. I say relatively because it's priced against other currencies. And we've had a big, huge run after this breakout here. And we'll see which way it goes. I don't know if it necessarily even matters with the amount of inflation worldwide. I would still be positioning in all of these companies just like I am right now because the overall market conditions are still intact for more inflation. And now, it's debatable if the rate of inflation will remain as high as it has. That I could see being debated, but we are still going to be high inflation rate, real negative yields. Those market conditions will still exist. And these are still in the beginning of this move. So these being gold and silver and commodities. So the dollar's strong. The 10-year yield remains going up in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows. And that puts pressure on bonds to sell off. And here's your bonds. Bonds have been selling off. They are below this support level. And they've had a massive move lower. What this means is that if we do get a recession, it's going to be inflationary. And that's an if. Because if we had some huge blowout deflation that some of these people are predicting, you'd see people positioning in bonds, and we're not seeing that. We are not seeing the positioning. We're seeing the 10-year yield go up and bond prices go down. And we're seeing the continuation in commodities, the overall index, continue higher. This is a retest move that's moving on up. Gold will find a bottom here, I think, right where it's at. Aggressive investors, now's the time to start pulling triggers, in my opinion. Silver's still looking good. It's got the wick in the bottom. Looks like it's trying to turn around a little bit down here. Remember, these always lag gold. Gold's our leader. So gold's putting in a little hammer pattern here, and it's doing a full retest move. It looks pretty good to me. And then you got platinum also contracting and going down here. I'm buying the physical. That's what I'm doing. I'm not waiting around, guys. I'm deploying. Don't matter to me. I'm ready. I'm not afraid. XAU to gold ratio is firming up a little bit. Will this be the ultimate bottom? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't try making predictions. Positioning is where I would be. Would I position in these companies and start cost averaging in? Yeah, I would. And if you want to know what companies I would be positioning in, sign up to the Finding Value website, Platinum membership. I'm going to do another video for the website. But look, we bounced our head, hit our head on it. We bounced on back a little bit, but we're making higher lows. We are continuing to move on up, and we'll see if this holds true here. We'll see if it holds true. Karora Resources, another one that's getting a little bit of buying pressure today, looking a little bit better. Again, the first step of all of these things, I'm going to run a training session on the Finding Value website for Platinum members next week, May 6th. We're going to go over technical analysis and what I look for. Do I have all the technical analysis of the short-term stuff? I don't care about the short-term, guys. Remember that. What I care about is positioning in these companies, getting good buys, and this could still come back down, or it could rip higher. That's why I cost average in. I don't focus on the short term. It's not the reliability. The pattern reliability isn't there. I do the long-term things, and all I look for are the big breakouts. There's a big breakout here. If this comes and does a retest move, all the better. Buy it. That's what I do. You know, EXK is doing the same thing. It broke out of its patterns, coming doing a full retest move. That's okay. I can't control what the market does, but what I can control is that if it does a full retest, then I pick up some shares. That's what I do. FSM, basically doing almost a full retest. It's way down there. SILJ, another one that's doing a retest type movement, and we're getting a little bit of buying pressure today. That's good. GDX getting a little bit more buying pressure. We're above the pattern on the long term. This looks fantastic here. That's what I think. And then some of these laggards, these are exploration companies. The exploration companies always lag. I'd probably lag on buying these at the moment, but they're down low. They are down low. Discovery Silver, this is one that I would maybe look at. I talked about it on the website if you guys want to know, but up 6.19%. AG, another one that's broken out and doing a full retest move, looking quite good. Newmont doing the full retest move. It breaks out, comes and does a retest, and you know what the saying is on the channel: buy the retest. That's right. That is right. Mag Silver getting a little bit of buying pressure today, looking a lot better. Yamana Gold getting some buying pressure. Impact Silver, I don't know if I'd get, I wouldn't probably add into these. They have to break back above these resistance levels before I get too aggressive. The bigger boys I'd start piling into myself. Aftermath still down there. Arcana Gold, maybe we hit the 0.132, 13 cents mark. PLG getting a little bit of buying pressure. Looks like we're trying to find a bottom, and we'll see if this is a bottom with time. Siminyai Stillwater, another one that's contracting the opening and closing price down here. Sandstorm Gold, looks like we're right at support. That is the spot that I prefer to buy, and that's looking good. Franco Nevada's also looking good, putting in, it's not quite a bullish engulfing, but it's pretty close. But that one's looking good. EMX contracting down. The opening and closing price looking like it's trying to put in a bottom right where it's at. Teuton Resource moving sideways. We have Wheaton Precious Metals, another one that we'll see if the buyers step in and push this one higher. Again, cost averaging is what I do. Gold Royalty getting a little bit of buying pressure. That's looking a lot better. Metalla Royalty looks like this is putting in a short-term bottom here. Bullish engulfing for sure. That one's looking a lot better for potential move up. MMX, another one that's right at the buying, kind of a buy point outside of its pattern. It's looking a lot better. Royal Gold coming on down. It's getting some buying pressure here recently. And guys, like this pattern, it's still making higher highs and higher lows. Like there's nothing much for me to stay on this. I could sit here and try to do all of this. You come up, you put your Fibonacci retracement. Oh, it's almost to a 0.382. It doesn't really give you that much. That's not a huge help in my opinion. What I do is I just look at the big trends. Like this thing's a big trend. It's broken out of this big trend. You just buy it here. You buy this retest move, and it's going to go higher eventually. That's how I view all this. I'm not in there doing the day-to-day stuff, trying to trade in and out. Like this one's a good buy right here, I think, because we're playing with this upper line, and it's pulled on back, and it's like, yeah, looks good. Altius pulled on back, put in a big bullish engulfing. Yeah, it looks fantastic. So, today it looks like we're, turning things around, and we're starting to see some bullish engulfing patterns. Things are looking a lot better. And, if you want to know what I'm buying, sign up to the Finding Value website and the Platinum membership, and you'll know exactly what I'm buying. I did a midweek video. I gave my opinion on what sectors I would be buying and which companies. And, I think they're going to turn out quite well. And I put a plan, basically a bunch of companies that I think are highly leveraged, good, solid bets across the sectors. And that's what I would look at if it were me. I also like the physical metals. I like the physical metals a lot here. Physical platinum, physical silver. I don't wait, just cost average in slowly, buy a bunch and go for it. It's the market conditions are still all intact. They're all there. And I know a lot of people, and I've been talking with this about, with other people, there's a lot of people that look at data and they just, in my opinion, they incorrectly read the data. And I think that we have more to go in a lot of different areas than what most other people think. And I'm going to give a presentation on real estate here shortly. On some data, previous data in the 1970s and whatnot, and show you what causes crashes. And maybe you guys can get a little bit more confidence in yourself and confidence based off history and whatnot. But everything I see here, guys, I like it. That's what I say. I like it. Why? Because we're putting in hammer patterns. Gold's turning around. It's doing full retest moves. We're above all the patterns. And I can go over this in my training session on technical analysis, the big picture view stuff, and how to make a lot of money. I'm not trying to make small amounts of money here. I'm riding through whatever this thing has us. And some people, they make these excuses like, oh, it hasn't gone up. Guys, oil has gone up ridiculous amounts. those companies have gone up ridiculous amounts. And even some of these oil or gold and silver companies since March of 2020 have gone up ridiculous amounts, hundreds of percents. So yeah, you're going to have to ride through volatility, especially in the beginning of a bull market. That's just the way the markets are. If you can't get in that mind, if you can't get that mind right, you shouldn't be in the markets at all. In all honesty, you shouldn't be in here. You should be doing other stuff with your money. If you want a more stable market, the real estate market's probably the most stable market in terms of going on up. We don't have the large fluctuations. When you're in a bull market, it doesn't really fluctuate much. So perhaps that's another market that you want to look at if you want to, is the real estate market. Now is great, is now the best time to buy? It's not the best time to buy now, but it's still hot. It's still a hot market. And I don't think it's necessarily going to just reverse. It's got to slow down first. So yeah, everything looks good, guys. Thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you later. This is Finding Value.